Bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong. This is Joe, the bearded historian. He'll tell you an interesting story. Be careful of his soldiers, they can be brats. This is Angel, she's an entity. She'll cause chaos and plant her hands at you. This is Sue, she likes spirits, not the alcohol. She's the reason this channel exists. This is David, he likes fire trucks. He's here occasionally. Bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong. We preserve his story. And this year we made it in the humans.
Well, I am getting ready to basically watch my son. He's autistic, and so I'll be a hunter.
Alright, it's Monday again. I am working on our 22K shout out. 2200 I should say. I know my numbers. So that'll probably be up next week. Summer's almost over, which is kind of sad. But that doesn't mean that we are done with our ideas for activities. You should see September. We've currently had to debate like 3, 4, like 5 things for Joe's birthday. And not activities specifically for his birthday, but activities that are occurring on his birthday. So that's fun. And I like having options, but also I hate when people put everything on the same day and I want to do all the activities. Is that a problem? Leave me a comment. Do you have that problem? There are just too many things to do on one day. And I don't mean normal activities either, peoples. Pay attention to the question. Anyway, we're going to have a bird race today. In Rome, apparently. Ready? Oh, wait. Oz. I almost forgot. Did you see that? I almost forgot. Are you ready? Here we go. Shout out time. Here's a shout out just for you. You support me, so I support you. This shout out is for our friends. Let's see who it is today. Okay, here we go. We got Keep Digging. We've got Eddie. We've got Hiking. Ontario. Justice. Crazy. John P. TNT. Neil. Crystal. Debbie. Mayhem. Fox Clan. Alice. Melinda. Lucius. Supered. Turtle. Goat, Emboys, Nacho Daily, Bubba, Lucy, Tay Eats, Swish, did I say Debbie? I think I said Debbie. Sophia, there's Gorilla, let's see, Distracted, Justice is currently in the lead, there's Tramps, 755, Contact, there's Lucy coming from the back. Ooh, Lucy got a pink bird. I'm glad to see that. There's Brad, who actually does birds. Oh, is Brad going to win? No, not going to be Brad. Is it going to be Lucy? It is Lucy! Hang on a minute. Okay. Female soul, my name is Lucy. I am part of the LGBT community as a trans woman at 31. I have pets. Xena, Gabby, Pudding, Panther. Also Joe Gaming and Chatting. American by birth, Irish by blood, and spirit. And Miss Lucy. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I'm a genius. Alright, so this is kind of, she's got some vlogging, some makeup reviews. Lots of her shorts of her pets. And her lives are usually gaming related. Doesn't game often, but it's nice when she shares when she does. Ooh, Sims 3. I love The Sims. If I had access to a desktop or computer, I would play The Sims, but I do not have one of those right now. Maybe someday, we'll see. That is everything for now. Like, share, comment, and have a good day. Yeet.
Okay, we decided to.
That's a very cool old book, though.
Yeah, I don't know where. I suppose some office closed or something and donated it.
That'd be my guess. Maintenance, tractors. Ooh, history.
So when you're done signing, flip it over and check out the cover.
Oh, God, that thing's heavy. Holy cow.
Oh, wow.
Cost records.
Oh, that was cool. I like that.
Oh, it says Tripp County on it, so it must
Woo!
be a government book.
Really? I've seen some like this at the 4 Mile town down by Custer. And what's crazy is they actually have them for sale. And I'm like, I can't imagine how old they are, but cheap.
And then you can sit at it and you can go behind it. And then that awesome sauces. We want to start at the edges and work away. Oh, look at there. There's your records, babes. I found your records.
I'll take one of each to go. Oh, look for the girl.
Heritage tour, babes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Historical tour. They have several of them here.
Oh, check this out. The girl would go absolutely nuts.
Teapots. Seashells. Ooh, bottles for the bottle collectors.
Yes.
Very cool. Oh, these are cool.
Oh,
Joe's Cafe.
small
Small
bottles.
small bottles.
I like, super small. Girl size.
Small salt and paper shakers.
Girl sized. Roots cube.
You know she's going to get offended by that. You know that, right?
It's okay.
She's going to be mad at you.
She always is. Oh, books.
Rockies. More
Hey, I got
books.
some of these already.
Yes, I know you have some of those. I'd be more surprised if you didn't have some of those.
Yeah, 3 generations of success.
Well, what reference books do you have in there, baby?
Yeah. Before homesteading, family secrets. Tripp County Oh,
Science Pass cooking book.
I would, yes.
Yes. They got like 3 of that one. Maybe you can buy one.
Maybe. I like their magnetic signs.
Those are kind of cool, though.
This was in a cafe that was in winter.
This is so cool.
I like that, I really do.
I love this.
I just see some guy in a bowl and they're sitting there having a cup of coffee and reading their newspaper.
Look where the silverware was. You can see how the board is worn.
Oh, yeah.
And the waitresses reaching in, getting them.
So cool. I was hoping we could walk around it when we saw it on the Facebook. So many places you can't touch things, and I like to touch things. Wow, that's pretty cool. Even if it has been refinished, that's kind of...
What happened to my ruler? I didn't see anything.
The long pieces would be easy. Is that curvy one that would be hard?
Yeah, the curved one too.
That would be hard.
Hockey stick. No, just kidding. But yeah, I like the little drawers and everything.
Uh-huh.
They reminded me. I went to Garfield when the older school, and it was always such a fun thing. And they finally closed it. So you're like, I wonder what they did with some of that equipment they had in there. Because we were taught on a PET
Oh, wow, that's cool.
computer, on the black and green screen.
Oh, yeah. You would be one of those ones
Yeah,
that...
they don't open very far together for, so it's kind of like an old Main Street.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Oh, sorry.
Dishes?
That's the guy that built this.
Mastercraft. Oh, well, then I guess he gets the title of Master Craftsman. Oh, instruments.
The Whisker Club.
Interesting. Educational. Mappy noises, Daddy. Oh, speaking of which, I found a map noise for you. I get lost. Tripp, books are only 10, bud.
That's a old man.
That's the kind he likes best.
What's really funny is one of the books that I was reading one time about Lee County, and it was so funny because Stoneville had a high school. Stoneville's like out in the middle of nowhere, but they had enough seats that they built a high school. They didn't have any extracurriculars, but like for their field day, they went to a coal mine. Apparently they had one built, Stoneville is here, there's a little town over here, but it was right in that area. And so they got to go walk through the tunnel. Yeah.
That's kind of fun, though.
Like,
Wouldn't you, though?
off to the School of Mines we go next, but...
Oh, that's cool. Oh, pretty.
People are like, what's the flyover stick? Flyover thing you miss things, so... But yeah, this here's my baby.
And there's one back in the newspaper, I just was looking at it today, and it was like an ad in the paper about just starting to sell the eggs.
Oh, wow. We were just up by where, Lakeview, Cottonview. And unfortunately, they sold lots. They sold areas, they built some schools, but it never really got the size to officially cover the town. And so all that's out there is a cemetery, a couple churches, and I think 3 schools. Yeah, they eventually got the people, but they never built a city hall or a town hall. Of course, they had several other buildings up there. That was right close to where the Fort Pierre Deadwood Trail went through. But see, to the south of it, there was a couple other towns, and further down you had Licksville. And then from there, down there, you had, not Overton, Onwonka.
Wonka.
And that's where the railroad came through. And so I think these guys up here were waiting for that railroad that never came.
Yeah, that's what, all the way along Highway 18 is, every town is where the railroad stopped until it started to the next town and the next town.
Did I tell you my husband is a historian? You can't tell, can you?
Yeah, I loved reading things that talked about the line that went from Norfolk all the way over.
Oh, yeah.
And then for some reason they stopped it right there, like...
Sewing machine, interesting. There's more mapping noises over here, Babs.
Of course there.
And there's like bookie books.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like the flag.
And photography, and we got some pictures.
Want to shoot a photograph with a real camera?
I don't have the patience for those kind of cameras. I'll be honest.
Yeah, back, you'd take like 3 or 4 because you didn't know if any of them would even turn out.
Yeah.
I want to know what this game was.
Oh,
Isn't that interesting?
it is wild. What's the little card there say? Old gambling.
Yeah, it just says it's a gambling machine of some sort.
That's interesting.
Interesting, isn't it?
I love this thing on top of the dresser with the drawers. That would be so cool.
Isn't that cool? I like the desk, and then, of course, your bookie books, and an old map, old globe, I should say.
I gotta grab my phone real quick.
Where'd you put your phone?
It's in the car.
You're a
I
dork.
gotta get a photograph of that Milwaukee card right there.
Silly man. Yeah.
I found, or no, I didn't find it, but one of the guys found it in a box of stuff, and it's an old dollar bill or something.
Oh, very cool.
And it got put in with the money out for our ice cream social, so I had it at home. And I don't know if it saved that picture for me or not, but it was kind of interesting dollar bill. Let's see if it. I'm always looking up something. Got about 5 things on my trees aren't growing very good, so I have to figure out what's wrong with them. Okay, that's not on here. Darn. But yeah, it was interesting, but you know how eBay or whatever is.
Right.
Is like worth thousands of dollars, or it was worth $100.
Right.
Or probably not anything at all.
Yeah, that's how a lot of things go. It's either worth a lot or nothing at all. And a lot of it, I think, just depends on who's looking and how many people are looking.
Didn't save it. I just took a picture of it, so I suppose that's why I didn't save it.
It's probably in your cloud or in your gallery.
Yeah, I don't know all that stuff about the bookkeeping job than working for preschool. Because I
Wow.
was just hired by the school, and but it was worth it. I mean, I didn't work summers. I got Christmas vacation off, but no pay either.
Right, and see, that's the biggest thing that we've debated about with our son being autistic is how do we do one income? Because when he was younger, they didn't have the program that we're enrolling in now, so we had to afford 4 people on one income, and that was not
Well, that's
easy.
at preschool. My boss or the head teacher, she had her private preschool, but yet she worked for the school for the special needs kids, special ed kids. So, and then the school hired me to be a teacher's aide for the special ed kids, and I just loved them.
Oh yeah, they're wonderful. Our son is we're lucky he's very high functional and can do a lot on his own. He might even be able to live semi-independently, but he tends to forget, that to tell us that he needs food until it's, gone. And if it's hot or cold, he doesn't notice the temperature. And because he's bigger like Dad, he's very sensitive to heat, and he can easily get heat stroke.
He could be like outside in a 100-degree day
And not know
realize
it. And then he would get,
Just dehydrated.
he'd dehydrate and he'd get heat stroke because he just isn't aware of it.
Yeah, we had a little girl. I still see her when her foster mom brings her in. I volunteer at the thrift store too, but she was a shaken baby,
Oh,
and we had her like since birth up till age 6, and then she moved on to the elementary school, and we went to some training up in Brookings, and the gal that was teaching us that class knew this little girl, and she said she's going to have to go to the Community Connection or Adjustment Training Center when she's an adult. And that just broke my heart that we were just working with, and it was like,
yeah.
she's not going anywhere. But she's not there. She's still with her foster mom, so I'm
That's
so glad
good.
when they come in. Yeah, I think the foster mom is like a great aunt. I think it's something
That's
to do with her
that's
bro-
kind of cool.
something to do with her brother.
When you can keep them in
brother's
the family. We've already told our daughter that if anything happens to Mom or Dad, she has to take care of him. And I said, but look at it this way: at least he isn't have a lot of needs. You just have to make sure you keep him fed.
Well, that's it. No matter what, things can be worse.
Right, exactly. And I was like, I look at it this way: you can still live your own life. You just have to check on him every now and then, make sure he has food, and that he has access to things that he needs, like the internet, and gets to work if he has a job and things like that. You just have to make sure he's still living. That's really all you have to do.
I was going to show you this map that all the towns that used to be in Tripp County, and they were pretty good sized towns.
How many of these have you not heard of? No, this is a test. How many have you not heard of?
Well, Gooby was an interesting one because they changed the name of it.
Yeah, I've
Now,
heard that story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I want to go to Dog Ear.
Yeah, right in the middle of the open. The thing that's funny is, again, looking at cemeteries, we found one by Clearfield, and it wasn't on the map as a cemetery.
At least we've found so many that are not on the map.
It's just
I
kind of a
swear.
habit.
We might as well be map makers.
Yeah, I was going to say you should be in charge. And
I finally talked him into writing a historical book.
Oh, yeah.
Because he knows so much of the local history, especially South Dakota history. We'll talk to people on historical societies and historical panels, and they're like, I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, look, I'm surprised by that. My husband knows more than you do.
That was my husband or someone else coming in. Yeah, that's what. But see, I used to live in, I don't know, that's where I lived, my dad's farm. And the house we lived in was on Main Street of Leonard.
Original wallpaper. Oh, interesting.
And my brother lives there now, so it's still in the family. But
Magnet. I just saw that
There's
one.
still a bank vault is there, and my dad showed me where the school used to be. It was like a hole in the ground where the school.
Mm-hmm.
But the house and the bank vault's the only original Lamro stuff that's.
The two stories we kind of had a fun time with. My dad's side of the family used to live in White Owl. And the first time my mom and dad went to introduce my mom to the family, they met them in town and says, "Oh yeah, you want to go see the house?" Sure. They got in the truck and went overland to the house because there wasn't a road there. And my mom was like, "Was this a good idea? I don't think so." You know? But then we took and went, we go down into Nebraska, and when we went by Ulrich's one time,
I've seen that sign.
there's a bank vault out there in the backyard of some guy's house.
That's how my brother's outside of the livestock farm. The
Kids, if you don't behave, we're going to put you in the vault again.
Yeah, that's what we went. My husband's family's from Iowa, so we went where his grandma grew up, and we looked and looked. We just had a picture of the house. We looked all over and looked there. So then we finally went to the Historical Society, and they said, "Well, you have a relative that lives in this town." And so we went and visited him. He told us where the house was, except it had an open porch, and
They changed it.
off. Yeah, that's why we couldn't find it.
Yeah, see, one time we dragged my mom with us on one of our fact-finding tours.
She showed us through Shadron where she lived. No, not Shadron.
Well, both, Shadron
Yeah.
and Crawford, both. But she spent 2 years in Crawford, and then when they moved to Shadron, she enrolled for, I think, 2 or 3 years there as well. And then they moved to Denver because my grandma and grandpa split. She went with grandma, but yeah, you can see where. And it was funny because she was like, "I remember my brother getting in trouble," and so we're driving in these back alleys, looking at these different buildings. Like, I think that's where he got thrown out of. You know? I'm like, okay, Mom, you know your brother. Of course, he wound up going into the Air Force, and he was over in Germany for a number of years, but came back married. So,
Oh,
but yeah, maps like this I've always gotten a kick out of. We drive by, signs for roads and stuff. We want to go see Ideal. We were going to go see that. First, we were like, well, if you do it first or if you do it second. And I think we may do it second or come back on a second trip. Because, again, looking at these small towns is going to be fun.
That's what Carter, when I was a kid, had a lot more buildings from the old original Carter than it does now. They kind of cleaned it up. But I can remember the old big bank building, and I think it was a hotel when I was a kid. But
Yeah, I've been trying to talk Joe into reaching out to Christy Knowles and having her make him the historical chaplain of the state.
I just saw that the lady that was doing the historical, she retired.
Yeah, because he knows so much about the state history, and then we got bored and started a YouTube channel. I'm like, one thing that we need somebody to document this in a modern way. We need pictures that we can save. We need videos that we can save, especially buildings that they're tearing down. Just let us, you're tearing it down. It's not going to exist anymore anyway. Let us save the history so that people can look back and say, oh, that's what that building was.
Yeah.
See,
That's where that event happened.
If you guys put this sign up on Facebook, you'd probably get over 1,000 hits within a week.
Really?
They eat
Says
maps
Amanda,
up.
you should take a picture of it.
I
Put it up.
did. I took pictures of that,
Put it up,
and double marking everything.
And see, a lot of, excuse the expression, I don't mean to offend, older generation don't think about it, but it's free advertising.
Yeah, I don't do Facebook.
Yeah, the history is just something else. And granted, it was, 4-hour drive from Rapid?
About that, I don't know. I was
Google tried to say it was only going to be 2.5 hours.
Google
was never
lies.
right.
Google's great for many things, but time travel or telling the time from place to place is not one of them.
Of course, we
It's
also
always
automatically
wrong.
lose an hour going from
Yeah,
Mountain to
that's
Central
true.
Time. So
Yeah.
that was one thing I forgot to account
Didn't
for.
figure that in there, yeah. Yeah, that's what, are you
Was the
staying
neat
overnight in
magnet.
winter?
Oh no,
You
oh
get to turn
no!
around and run it back. So
I don't even know where we'd stay in winter.
We do that too, the watcher actors do that the same thing.
Yeah, see, I admire and am astounded by people who do that. I'm just like, I can't imagine spending that much time to and from a job, especially if it wasn't a job that paid me, I don't know, $1 bazillion.
one time And I did it for about 8 years. I used to write a sports article, Rapid, and they said, we want you to cover a football game. Okay, where at? Out in Harrisburg, south of Sioux Falls. All the way from Rapid, out there, back the same night, and then write the article.
And then his boss would cut the article in half, and he would get paid like 25 cents per mile. And I'm like, you're losing money. Doing this job, you're losing money.
Our daughter's family, they have 3 girls, and they're all in different sports.
Oh,
And
gosh.
it's crazy. They go to Wyoming, they go to Colorado, they go to Sioux Falls and Rapid. I don't know how they do it.
Lots and lots of caffeine.
Ooh. I claim you're all guilty. Hey, look, it's mail room.
Oh.
Want to get some mail? Oh, no, it's a bank.
International Bank. Huh.
I just looked at the thingy and not the sign because I'm genius.
Glamro. Yeah. That's cool. We see these on cemeteries quite a bit too. The FLT symbols on headstones and stuff. Ooh.
Oh, it's a printy thing.
Here's the map I was telling you about.
Map noises. There you go, babes.
Yeah.
We'll get out of your way.
The museum closes at 5.
What time is it?
I would love to stay for longer, but I got a birthday party.
Gotcha, no
to go to
problem.
At 6, so as long as I get out of here before 6, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do the other buildings another day, babes. That gives us an excuse to come back.
Yeah, well,
So, my nephew and his honey have
Ooh.
been together like for 27 years.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
cool. Oh, wow.
That's still impressive that they've been together that long. This is the mail room.
Yeah.
I like how the mail room looks more secure than the post office, or than the,
Then the bank.
yeah, the vice versa.
Welcome to
That's
the
what I
land of
meant.
Federal.
That's what I meant.
These look way nicer than the ones in the winter post office.
You're like, can we just use these?
These actually look like the ones in Buffalo Gap.
Kind of,
But
yeah.
that one, you know, they didn't get you. I don't remember what town it's from. It says here what town this is from. But it's how it didn't get used. I mean, what used it? When was that get used?
Gooby Post Office.
Yeah, there you go.
Gooby!
This is the Goobies.
Without Gooby?
It's such a name. You got to be a family name.
Yeah, it is. I think there was a Goonies that had a grocery store there too. I remember reading a story about them. That had a grocery store there.
That's the other thing. I seriously think that
Kind of back.
new generation
We've been there.
now is that they don't know any of this stuff.
That's what I'm trying to, when people donate stuff, I'm trying to label it and like put a little story with it or something, because the next generation, they're not gonna have a clue.
And a lot
Or
of
are
the,
they even gonna care?
which is great, but a lot of times the people are just like, I don't know, just found it in the attic.
Well, that's what some people, that's some of the board members say, oh, you don't need to label it.
But you do, because then you'll get somebody like my husband who asks you what this is, and you're going to go like this, and I'm going to roll my eyes. He's going to tell you what it is.
There used to be a town. This is the one story that I've always had a fun time with. There used to be a town called Cooper, and their post office, I kid you not, moved 3 times. First, it was up near the central part of Meade County. Then it was all the way south by Grapevine Road, and finally, the last location of it was all the way up by, I want to say Avars Road. But it got so funny because I got in an argument with a lady from the post office saying that wasn't where the original town was. She could have swore that it was always up there. And I says, well, the thing is, their cemetery is down here. And she's like, I don't remember seeing a cemetery. And it's like, well, hang on,
Let me show you my
crack out my
map.
book.
Well, I know there's an old Witten and a new Witten,
Yeah.
and I don't even know where I think the old Witten was just kind of across the highway.
Yeah,
but I
it was
don't
just to the
know-
north.
Yeah, but I don't really know where exactly it was or anything.
That's kind of like Interior. Interior used to be further south.
What was it?
But then they got sacked by a rolling band, and so they decided to rebuild north, right where the railroad was coming through. Yeah.
Want to go in the hospital?
No thanks. I do know CPR, but Trinity Mission, there you go. The old hospital.
Winter General Hospital. My grandma worked in that building.
Wow.
I know that these are like shavers and stuff, but this one looks like it's a mini Trent gun. Because of the little barbs at the end, it just looks like I could shock you with
That's where
it.
you plugged it in. That's the opposite.
I didn't know that they had plugins back then. That's kind of fun. I learned something new. Oh, look, it's the dentist. And the pharmacist and the ice cream
Livestock
man.
veterinarian,
Well, he did a little bit of everything, didn't he?
apparently. I saw the dental clinic on the other side. They had all the teeth lined up.
Oh my gosh, that dental one. Makes my mouth hurt.
It's kind of scary.
Want to go shopping, babes?
Sure.
We'll buy some clothes. I found a Girl Scouts uniform.
Oh, well, there you go. Junior Girl Scouts, wow. With 2 of the pins.
Angel'd like a
Shiny
hat.
kid. Yeah.
That flowery one,
Yeah, yeah.
right there. Again, I don't see a hat I can wear. I think I'm just not a hat person. Want a foot?
You put that pen? There. Oh, shoe structure. Gotcha.
And then old phones. How many people remember the old phones? Ooh, that one's got a signature on it. That's fun.
Oh, wow. Old ring systems and everything.
Very cool.
Thank you. One of our board members, she used to work with this. She's retired now, but she was one of the board members.
Wow, that's very cool.
Gillette one has a TV, and it's kind of cool. It's not the autopilot, it's the other one. And they got an actual booth that's set up like that. And you can sit down and play with pegs and everything. You know.
Wedding album. Nice. That's cool.
See, I think one thing with being cemeteries is if I see veterans in cemeteries, I'm usually taking a picture and posting the headstone because I have one cousin who is like number 3 in the group from the National Guard, the Army Corps of Engineers. And they finally said, we can't do anything more with you in Rapids, so we're sending you to Omaha. And so when they had flooding, guess who they were calling?
My brother was in the Guard when Rapid had its flooding.
Oh.
He had to go out there. Man,
That was quite a nightmare.
my nephew was in the Guards out there now.
Yeah, my brother was alive. I wasn't around yet by 1 year.
Yeah, he's my oldest brother. I'm one of the youngest. So. You know, I was telling you about labeling things. A lady brought these in, so I Googled them and found out what they were. So I printed that up.
Now, so you got to get kudos for stuff like that, you know. Let me know who these people are. I'll take and throw them. I'll say, you got to give her a bonus or something, you know. Although I did think it was funny. We stopped last time we were here. We stopped to get something to eat. And we're like, this is all turned out. It's no BMW. Back in the glory days. I'm like, that's why it's familiar. Oh, Mikey's.
Okay, that Oriental restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the NW.
Well, it was so funny because we stopped in, and then after we stopped in, like 8 cars showed up. We're like, oh, somebody else is eating here. Okay.
This is kind of a tribute to the guy that donated most of this stuff and gave the money to build the building. This
It's very cool, though.
is Bill. No, this is Bill. This is his mom and dad and his brothers. And this my granddaughter's made. His mom,
very cool.
His mom must have kept every letter she got. And there was like boxes full of envelopes. So we cut them out, we made the collage out of some of her stamps.
Oh, that's cool.
The photographers.
I wanted to say, oh, like that, there's just a bag full of stamps. I was like, oh, this is a fun sorting house.
There's a aerial view over here, baby. And some old photography.
Oh, yeah.
Sears and Roebuck.
This is Bill's art collection.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh wow.
We have a couple since Bill's, but most of them are Bill's.
Ansel Adams, I know that one very well.
Wow.
Shapes, colors.
Those are kind of fun. Oh, hello, tribal people. I like the monkey one.
Few masks here and there.
We got a monkey and a Russian. Everybody else looks like they kind of belong.
Well, that's what the story was, that Bill went over to Columbia and sent these masks home because he was going to sell them in the United States. And he got notified by the Colombian mafia
Uh-oh.
and said, that's our business. You're not going to do it. But he did already have these sent home. So he had
He's like, you might as well display them.
stop doing that.
Yeah.
That's kind of a fun story, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the kicking stuff was from his brother.
Suggestions to homesteaders and persons desiring to make homestead entries.
But see, it's still the thing that a lot of people don't realize is, when people moved out here, they gave up a life that was pretty well, ordinary, expected, and they started out with hardly anything. They threw it all away and said, well, we're heading east, we're heading west.
I admire them, but I also shake my head and like, you crazy peoples.
We'll probably never do that, yeah.
Of course, the thing I still get a laugh at is that, for the longest time, the railroad was going to be the great change in things, and then the railroad kind of ran into its own. It became its own
Interesting.
problem. Because railroads can only go forward and backwards. Cars can go any direction.
Yeah, I suppose that's how the railroad less and truckers more go where they need it to.
You should ask her about the problem. We again, I'll look at a map and go, I can drive this. This is a piece of cake. Front-wheel drive. I've got many places.
We have taken our little car some places it probably shouldn't have gone on his roads.
We're thinking of sending it to Hyundai and saying, you want to put it in a museum? We test drove it for you. I've got places.
Let me show you some of the
Like one
roads.
of those commercials you see, huh?
Yes.
The guy at the shop in Nemo is like, is that your car out there? I go, yeah.
Oh, that's kind of
Half
cool.
the guys want me to take your keys from you. The other half want me to give you an award.
Babes, history of like buildings and stores and stuff.
Ooh.
At least I think that's what that is.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
One basket. Oh,
Yeah.
that's very cool.
Whoever put this together, they spent a lot of time.
Yeah, they did that. I think it was for the Centennial. And then now they just donate, they just gave them to the museums. I don't know if someone was cleaning out their garage or.
That'd be my guess. Clean out the garage or attic and just like, I don't need these. I don't want these.
Somebody wants this for a history project, this is where they would come. got one.
The lady at
Funny,
Newell's awesome
yeah.
sauces.
We were only going to be there for 30 minutes. We were there for 3 hours. But what was funny is that there's a church behind it. And they're, apparently sometimes they have the kids camp overnight there for like the Girl Scouts. They have different functions that happens over there. But it's a full-scale church with stained glass and everything. And I'm like, well, she put it back to use, you know.
Probably not up to codes. They can't use it like full time.
Right.
Yule is in Wyoming.
Newell.
No, Newell's here.
Yeah, you got Belfouche here, and Newell's on the other side of Butte County.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought.
There might be a Newell there, but
Well,
not
no,
that.
it was like back in our motorcycle days.
Mhm.
There was a town with that
There's
name.
Hewlett.
Hewlett, maybe that's it.
Yeah,
It has
that's
the motorcycle
that's
thing?
definitely a motorcycle place.
Okay.
I know all about Hewlett.
Okay.
There's many a legend about Hewlett. Of course, there's Beulah, and then there's Moorcroft, Newcastle. Of course, there's also the nuclear reactor that was above Newcastle. Do you know about that one?
There's out was it Edgemont that had all that?
No, this was a separate operation. The Army wanted to build a portable nuclear reactor. They built 2. One was in Idaho that had a problem and killed 3 people.
Oops.
Ranch of South Dakota.
Yeah, well, this one actually had no problems. In fact, it set a world record for continuous energy generation, and they were using it to power a radar site. Finally, after X number of years, I think it was 5 years, they shut it down. It's now fenced off, and the Air Force sends people over there to check the gauges every 5 years. But it's still up on Warren Peak over there with the Forest Tower. But you can drive up to it. It's gated, but yeah, they did a good one with that one. I think it was called LM1, if I remember the initials right.
Okay, this one used to be the homecoming Princess and Warrior for the Winter High School. But
That's kind of cool, though.
they had to change it,
Right.
and so they're still Warriors, but not with the
No,
natives.
regalia. Yeah.
But so someone saved it and donated it to the museum instead of throwing it out. So.
That's good. I mean, the thing is, it might be offensive to some, but to others, it's
Well,
history.
that's it. When we put up this room, we asked some people in town, and they said no, it's fine.
See, I think that so many people are offended, but other people are just like, hey, that represents me. That represents my history, because I have some Native American in there, so I'm like, cool, maybe one of my relatives, did that.
And then this, I was going to show you this picture here I just took the other day that a guy in the prison, in the courthouse, the upstairs of the courthouse used to be the prison, and he painted that while he was in prison.
Oh, that's fun.
But this one picture, the smaller picture I took, see the plaster starting to peel off.
That's kind of
So I
fun,
don't
though.
know how long it's going to be there, but
But at least now you've got documentation of it, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of a neat story. But then somebody else told me, he said, oh, he said he painted a picture in all the jails he went.
I mean, maybe he did.
Yeah.
Now, leave your mark behind. Why not?
Yeah.
Extra souvenirs.
And then this is the gal I was telling you that worked for the phone company. This was her family that she put together. She had a brass bed at her house, and no one in her family wanted it. So she
Donate.
started there, and then she made the room.
That's pretty cool. I like the Woody Woodpecker.
And she said that thing her husband brought home from an auction or something, and said that I thought you could use this for a laundry basket.
Well,
It's an antique crib.
he's not wrong.
But
Not what it's intended for, but he's not wrong.
a couple of mounted decoys. Black.
Yeah, so every time I walk out, go through here, I see different stuff. And I've been here about 5-6 years now. So.
See, that's the one cool thing about museums is that there's always new things, and you're like, was that there the whole time, or is that new, or?
Like the Holly Hobby approach here. This is kind of cool.
It was just a little girl.
1939, 1934. It's the history that we have fun with, you know. You get ignored or you can learn from it and enjoy it.
This is the room I think about making into a movie theater.
Hey, if you got enough stuff, I'd say go for it.
I'd say go for it.
There's an old theater.
That would be cool.
Yeah, definitely be a good use for the space, I think. Especially if you guys have old, movie stuff.
Yeah, we have.
Some reels and a projector and,
Yeah.
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 I mean, that, you're right across the street from the drive-in, so.
Yeah.
After the drive-in.
We did get some stuff from the drive-in guy that,
That's good.
because it was in the family, now it's a different family has it. So. And this is one of our board members' clock collection.
Oh, wow.
And he said this is just a very small part of it.
I believe it, I believe it. All cuckoo clocks.
He had the jewelry store and collected clocks. So.
Now we're gonna set them all 5 minutes apart, ready?
Now what you do is send them like 5 seconds apart, and then they all go off.
Oh, God. You're going on
One
all
once-
day long.
One stops, another one starts.
When he first set it up, I would do the cuckoo clocks while I was here. I've done that this year.
Lanterns.
Yeah. This was all the stuff in Bill's apartment that we, and there's more, but that's what we got put up.
He definitely was a collector
Yeah.
of odds and ends.
You guys have my railroad set too.
We had another one, a guy brought one in, I think it's a year older, but I haven't taken it out of the box and it needs to be cleaned before I set it up, but it'd be kind of cool to set it up. Yeah, it's never ending, you keep getting different stuff and more stuff, but this is mostly advertising stuff, but. This set and the native stuff was all along that wall
Uh-huh.
until we built this building and then moved everything to the door in.
Readjustments. Rifles.
Very cool.
There are some big ones.
Oh, yes.
I think it's this gun here. Was supposedly at, oh, don't. It was at Bill's
Uh-huh.
and we couldn't find it.
Oh, that's cool,
And
though.
we cleaned out this room.
Uh-huh.
And then we moved on to the next room, cleaned out another room, and could not find the gun. Went
That's so cool,
back
though.
into the room that we had already done, and I found it.
He's like, oh, by the way, were you looking for this?
Yeah.
That's cool,
I just
though.
couldn't believe that.
That's a cool
In a
story,
room that
though.
we already cleaned out, and then that gun was.
We-
So
we
I don't
have-
know if someone else found it and was going to hide it so they could have it,
It's possible.
or if it was Bill.
Our daughter is a fan of Loki, the trickster.
Oh, yeah.
And so once in a while something will disappear and we're like, Loki, where'd you put it? You know, keys will disappear, shoes will disappear, money will vanish, a card will disappear. I collect sports cards. And so, all of a sudden I see a single missing and I'm like, okay, I'll just wait for it to show up again.
Earbuds are
Yeah.
the one thing that she and I both lose, and I'm like, I keep really good track of mine. If it's on my ear, it's in the pod. But I had one disappear for like 3 months, and then randomly it appeared in the pod again. I'm like, I know you weren't in there yesterday. I know you weren't in there yesterday.
I have my boss at preschool was very religious. She's a wonderful person. But anyway, she said, well, you can't find anything, pray to St. Anthony. I lost my watch. I was cleaning apples under the apple trees, and I was loading them up, taking them out to the cows.
Wow.
And I got done, and I didn't have my watch.
Oh.
I looked all over for, under the trees and stuff. So that night I prayed to St. Anthony. The next day I went out, I dumped the apples that was
There
in
it
the
was.
back. Well, I dumped it out to the cows.
Uh-huh.
and kind of watched as I was driving to see if it was on that trail or anything, and got back to the garden and looked in the back of the gator, and here right on the wheel hub, my watch was sitting.
That's
after I
so
dumped-
cool,
after I
though.
dumped the apples out.
That's a cool story, though.
The irony.
It, you know, it's proof that, you know, other things exist. Whether you call them angels, ghosts, whatever you call them, other things exist.
Yeah.
And they can help you sometimes.
The irony is one of the first cemeteries we went to was the St. Anthony's. And I'd always been looking for the ghost towns, and there was a ghost town called Mason. And I'm like, I looked on it on maps, I looked around all over the place. Turns out that cemetery was the Mason Cemetery, St. Anthony's. And we were just right around the corner from it. I'm like, of
So
course.
close. So close.
So close.
So close.
That is a neat little building.
It is. It definitely is.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. No. We'll come back and we'll do the other buildings another day. Gives us an excuse to come back. We're just glad that you were willing to stay as long as you could to let us wander.
Yeah, this is new donations that the board has to sign for yet. As soon as they
I like the
approve it,
map
I
collection.
Find a place to put
Oh,
them.
is that what that is? One of the teacher's
Yeah,
maps.
where they pull them.
Yes.
pull it out.
Yes.
The bane of every teacher's existence. They never worked quite the way that they were supposed to work.
So do we want to donate to their cause?
You can donate to the cause. You've got cash.
No, I got your card.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I got any rolling. Or do
You
we
should have the
want-
dollar I gave you. Not that that's much, but if you want to do
It says like minimum donation of 10, but
That's suggested.
yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
If you got some place to take a machine, otherwise we'll have to wait until next time.
You got that way to take plastic? Oh, darn, okay.
I'll have to give her the dollar for now, and then next time we come up here, we'll give them something more. Oh, she's got CDs, babes.
Oh, nice.
These are those books I was telling you about.
Yeah, the heritage ones.
We saw on your Facebook page that you had resources that could not leave the building. And I joked with him. I said, all right, I'm going to leave you there for a couple days and come back. Because he just loves research. And he would literally sit there for days if you let him.
Yeah, it gets embarrassing sometimes that she'll walk off on me.
I'm not very good at sitting still. I will just wander off.
And I'll just be all of a sudden next thing, you know, where's my wife go? You know, I'll page her on the phone, but sweetie, where the heck are you?
That's why we have technology. I keep telling you.
I know. I'm gonna put a beeper on
What
her.
do we do without it?
Yeah, that she's gotta come back and find me because.
Oh, I'll wander back eventually. But yeah, we will come back and I'm gonna make sure to have more cash next time.
It's something I've always.
Well, see, that's one of the funny things is that on our YouTube channel, he's become known as the bearded historian. And a lot of people will come to our channel and they're like, I love his history. And I'm like, he's one of the few people who I don't mind listening to history lectures about. I won't say I pay attention all the time, but he gets more of my attention than any other history teacher I've ever had.
That's all right.
You know, it sounds like you're getting paid. So
Yeah, it's all right.
we will. He's like, where are you?